Hello, everybody. It is Friday, February 27th, and welcome back to the Nick Watkins Show. I'm Nick Watkins. Let's get into it. We're going to start today with hockey. The Sharks played last night in their season opener, or not season opener, sorry. The Sharks played last night their second half of the season opener against the Calgary Flames at home, and it did not go well. The Sharks lost this game 4-1 to Calgary, even though we outshot them 35-29, and we outhit them 33-16. It's just, you know, I don't know what to say. I mean, we were better statistically in pretty much every aspect, and yet we lost this game by 3 goals. And one of them was the empty netter, yes, but this was not a good start to the second half for the Sharks, where we have playoff aspirations, and this is one of the lesser teams that we're going to play in the second half, and we lose 4-1. Dustin Wolf was fantastic. He had 34 saves on 35 shots, and that could be part of the reason. Askarov 25 for 28. Um, you know, I don't know. I think the big part of this game was Celebrini. He did not have a point. 5 shots on goal, no hits, 2 giveaways, 8 for 15 on the face-off in 22 minutes. Celebrini looked visibly frustrated during this game, and that's not the way you want your star player to be. Um, it's like uh, maybe it's because he was playing with the best players in the world in Canada, and now he's back with the Sharks, who are nowhere near as good as Canada. So maybe there's that, but I don't expect him to be like a diva like that and start getting mad at all of his teammates for not being like McDavid and McKinnon. That's not realistic. It wasn't a good game for the Sharks. They couldn't finish. That was the thing. They could not finish, and a lot of that was because Wolf was so good. But we got to find a way to get some in the back of the net. It's very crucial. Around the league, though, the Wild beat the Avalanche. The Oilers destroyed the Kings 8-1, which is good because it means that we don't lose any ground on them. We also don't lose any ground on the Kraken, who lost 5-1. We do lose ground on the Predators, who won 4-2 over the Blackhawks. And so out of the teams like kind of in the bottom and looking for a wild card spot in the West, um, the Predators were the only one of those teams to win last night. The Kraken, Kings, and us all lost. So the Predators are in ninth. They move up past the Kings with this victory. And we'll have to wait till Saturday for our next chance to gain some points, which will be uh, at home against Edmonton. So I will have to wait for then. So hockey tonight. The Ducks play, and so do the Mammoth against the Wild. Those are the only matches that affect us directly. So we'll keep an eye on that. Um, Basketball. Just a quick little update. The Lakers lost to the Suns 113 to 110. Almost the buzzer beater. 1.7 seconds left. O'Neal hit a three, and the Lakers lose another one. Um, Jonathan Kuminga had 17 points and nine rebounds in 30 minutes for the Hawks. The Rockets beat the Magic 113 to 108. And yeah, those are the only notable games pretty much. Warriors do not play today, but we have some pretty good games going on, though. We have the Pistons and the Cavs, and then we have the Nuggets and the Thunder. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander and Chet Holmgren are returning to action tonight against the Nuggets. These are two nationally televised games, and they should be a lot of fun. So um, now we are going to talk about the Giants, who lost their spring training game against the Rockies yesterday, 11-3. Starting pitcher is Blake Tidwell, who, if you're not familiar with, we got Blake Tidwell from the Mets in the Tyler Rogers deal, which has worked out very well for us. He went 2 innings, gave up 2 runs on 2 hits and a walk, struck out 2. Lots of twos there. The strikeouts were good, but it is just spring training. This is the first we've seen of him as a starter. He did strike out 3 in his debut, which was 1 inning. So trying to ramp up the innings. It does not look like he's going to. He is definitely in contention for an opening day roster spot. It does not look like he's going to get it though. But I do expect to see him up at the major league level at some point. Maybe not this year, but in the next couple of years for sure. Maybe even as a starter, because this kid's got potential. He's very good. Other things to note: Matt Chapman hit a bomb in this game. He hit a 460-foot homer, absolutely tattooed it. Elliot Ramos also hit a homer, and he had two hard hit balls yesterday, which is um, great to see from Elliott. You remember last season he started it out with 6 extra base hits in each of the first 6 games for the regular season for the Giants. And if Elliott can get back to that pace, which is obviously an unbelievable pace, but still, if we can see him get to that, that's pretty cool. Other notable pitchers, Harrison, Harrison, Hayden Birdsong. If you remember, his first start of the spring, which was the first game, was awful, and he was also very bad yesterday. And this is very unfortunate. Look at the stat line: 1 inning pitched, 4 hits and a walk, a home run in one of those hits, 3 earned runs, struck out one. His ERA is now 54, which is that's really bad. Yeah, Birdie has not pitched well in his first 2 appearances in the spring. Only 1.1 innings pitched, and he's given up 8 earned runs. Um, that's not good at all. Um, I don't know. It's unfortunate because I think Birdsong has potential to be a great pitcher, but there's definitely some mental thing going on. The control is a problem for Hayden Birdsong. I always go back thinking about that Brave start on Monday night in Atlanta. I believe it was a Monday night where he just could not control the ball at all. He was walking everybody, and it seems like those problems are continuing here. Birdsong was not a good outing, so we'll definitely have to monitor that situation. But he's kind of playing himself out of the open day roster, which is unfortunate for him. Today, the Dodgers and the Giants. This game is actually able to be watched. So if it's on the MLB Network, it's on SF Video. I don't even know what that is, but apparently you can watch it. So that's pretty cool. Dodgers Giants, even though they're not playing any of their starters and we're playing some of ours, um, a decent amount of our starters. We got Robbie Ray and Yamamoto on the mound, though. That's a premier pitching matchup. Two great pitchers, and there's not much else to be said about that. NFL Combine is also going on. There's nothing really has come out of that. The Trent Williams situation, we're still monitoring that. I'm pretty sure that's everything. I mean, I don't think there's anything else to talk about. Um, I don't know. I'm in a very baseball mood today. I've been watching a whole bunch of John Boy Media games, and I'm really enjoying watching baseball. So I don't know if there's anything like that comes out of that, but I am super excited for baseball to get underway. And we also have the World Baseball Classic, which is coming up soon. We'll definitely do a full episode on that. But if today's the 27th and it's the 28th, so it's one. So we got 6 days to go until the WBC. Excuse me. Uh, excuse me again. Ignore that. Um, yeah, I guess we could talk about some more baseball. I mean, just to fill time, I guess. I mean, if you look at the top prospects around the league, the main one that is really turning heads is Connor Griffin. He is a Pirates shortstop, and the comparisons that are coming out are like in terms of other prospects like Bryce Harper, Mike Trout, those guys, like that level of hype for prospects. We haven't seen that in a long time. And Connor Griffin is really turning heads, and it's going to be a story when this kid debuts. He doesn't have any hits in 4 spring training games, but the fifth game, the third of the five, he had 2 for 4 with 2 homers. Um, 440 and 374, no doubters. I believe he is just a right-handed batter. I'm not completely sure about that. I know him from the show. I remember he had a card that was pretty good. It was just a gold, but early in the season and whatnot. Um, the Pirates are pretty interesting. They have some pieces, and I've been giving props to the Cardinals, or not the Cardinals, the Pirates all off season because they're actually trying, and that could be. I was thinking about this earlier actually. When it comes to the Pirates, if you go back to previous iterations, previous years of this team, there's a good chance that if Paul Skeens was drafted a couple years earlier, he would be gone already. And I just once again have to give props to the Pirates for actually trying and trying to go out and get people while they still have one of the best pitchers in the league and a guy who could become one of the best pitchers of all time. That's how good Paul Skeens is. But you got to give props to the Pirates for actually trying. And yeah, that's kind of it. I mean, Nolan McLean, he did have a great day yesterday. He went 4 innings, 1 hit, 1 walk, struck out six. He's another big prospect. Someone who could be really good. Jack Caglione, he had uh, two RBI hits yesterday. He's another big prospect. The Giants have a nice prospect, Bryce Eldridge. Um, I think he played yesterday. Let's take a look, see what he's got going on. Did he play? I guess he did not. That's okay. Get him a rest day. I'm really hyped for Bryce Eldridge, but so that's a little bit of a prospect talk is what we got going on. So thank you guys so much for watching today's episode. We're going to cut it off here, and I will see you tomorrow.